It's nice to speak with you today, Gautam, and looking forward today to hearing your views on demand planning. Before we start, can you provide a brief background of yourself?
Hey, Dustin. So I work in the supply chain field. I've been working as a supply chain consultant for the last 5 years. I've worked in multiple industries in consumer packaged goods. Currently, I'm working for a healthcare client. I've also worked for a life sciences client in the past. I've done my MBA in supply chain management um, and been in this field for the last 5 years now. Yeah.
Thanks. My first question is, can you discuss a little bit about what is demand planning?
So, put it in layman terms, demand planning is nothing but uh, trying to understand what is the demand for the product. To understand the demand for a product, it's not going to be as simple as, just look at past month sales or past year sales. You need to factor in multiple different scenarios as well. For example, there could be multiple external factors affecting the demand for your product. One is season. Two, if the company is running some kind of promotional activity. Three, it's also uh, the brand image and the competition in the market. So all these factors put together, dictate the demand for the product. End of the day, and the demand plan is something that dictates the production of your product. So that this acts as the input for your supply planning. So a lot of downstream activities are dependent on your demand plan, and your demand, as I said earlier, is based out of multiple factors.
Can you talk about the importance of demand planning?
Um, Demand planning dictates multiple different things for a company. Um, for example, you need to have your demand plan in alignment with your financial plan. You can have a financial plan of, let's say, to make $20 million in Q1, Q2, Q3, but if your demand plan does not match up to it, you're not going to be making those sufficient products. If you're not going to be making sufficient products, then you're going to end up with misses. The other scenario could be where the financial plan is only to sell $20 million worth of product, but you're manufacturing $30 million worth of product. Then you're left with this inventory of $10 million. So it's very important to have a demand plan that is aligned with your financial and the sales plan. Um, in that respect, a demand plan dictates the direction of the company.
Can you share with us how this is done effectively?
Uh, the most effective way to have your demand plan is, when the companies have a very robust S&OP process implemented. So it's very important to have your sales and operations plan. That's when your demand is going to act as a central to this S&OP plan, and you can drive your um, S&OP process using the demand plan that you've come up with. So it's very important to have a very robust S&OP process, which will bring in a lot of things into place. So S&OP, I think, is a very important aspect to get your demand plan in accordance, so that you get alignment with your sales team, finance team, your operations team. So that's the most effective way to have a very robust plan.
Thanks. Do you have any final recommendations regarding demand planning?
Um, in terms of recommendation, I would say try to understand what the product is behaving according to the situation. For example, we need to gauge market situation. We need to have a very sometimes it's just not about numbers. You need to be very involved with the product. For example, I've done demand planning for a nail polish company, So even though I'm a nail polish brand, I try to be very involved with the brand so that I understand what's happening, how the market reacts to different things, and what is more widely accepted versus some colors which are not accepted. So it's very important to be very closely associated with the brand and the product when you're doing demand planning.